Hello and welcome to Sustainability Sparks, a fireside chat series with green innovators. I am your host, Vidhi, who is taking you on a sustainability journey to ignite positive impact for the people and our planet. We often hear the issues about single plastic pollution. Many a times, we have also used such single plastic cutlery when we have gone and had street food or at birthday parties or different events. But now, this single use plastic is creating menace in the environment, polluting our soil, our oceans, and damaging our biodiversity. Eventually, its impact is also being seen in the form of climate change. So, today, for our episode, we have a visionary leader who is on a mission to start a cutlery revolution, one who comes with diverse experience in the corporate area of more than 3 decades, has now embarked on a sustainability journey. We are proud to have with us Mr. Vinay Balakrishnan, founder Thooshan, an organization with a goal to provide a replacement for the disposable single-use plastic utensils in the market. Welcome to our fireside chat, Vinay. It is an honor to have you here with us.
Good morning, Vidhi. Appreciate the time, and I look forward to a good session with you all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Vinay. So, as I mentioned, that you had a very diverse career from the time you started, you graduated in geology, then you worked a bit in the medical space, in the banking sector, in the insurance sector. If you could let us know a bit about your personal journey before you started Tushan.
Okay. Basically, I am around 58 years now. Okay, my sustainable or innovation journey has started very late. I studied, as you mentioned rightly, I studied geology. I'm a postgraduate in geology. So after post-graduating in geology, I thought I will never become a geologist. And I thought my passion will be something else. So I don't want to get tied up to something, then go on forever. So what I thought was immediately I shifted to the first job which was available to me was a medical representative. So I would say to anybody who starts a career to start with a sales, which means you can at very early stage you will know the pressures and tough situation, targets, everything. At very early age itself, I could manage around 4 different kind of pressures. So 2 years I worked as a hardcore medical representative. I'm basically from Kerala, and my I worked in Trivandrum, which is the capital of Kerala. This is a medical representative. The 2 years are there. Then my actually I was planning to do my PhD in US.
Okay.
So on geology, that was my backside of my mind. So I was preparing for a GRE exams parallelly.
Okay.
So what happens is when you prepare for a level of GRE, you naturally get into Indian exams and other thing. You get qualify in many of the exams. So similarly, I qualified for Indian Railways for a national exam.
Okay.
So I was selected in Integral Coach Factory, which is in Chennai, which manufactures coaches, passenger coaches. So I was qualified as a senior personnel in HR department of Indian Railways. So I resigned my job as a medical representative. I moved to Chennai.
Okay.
So Chennai is a place where it is very diverse, and fortunately, unfortunately, I did not have much job to do in an HR department. As you know, railways HR recruitment is once in 2 years or once in 4 years only. So rest of the time, there is a lot of free time was there.
Okay.
So I used to continue my journey for studies in GRE.
Okay.
And fortunately, I got admission in Ohio State University
Mhm.
as in a PhD with a 100% fellowship. So at that time, maybe my family thought that I will never come back. So they wanted to get me married.
Okay.
Okay. So I got married. And my wife is a postgraduate in physics. She's a
Okay.
rank holder in physics, MSc, and she's from Alagappa University, Madurai, Karaikudi.
Okay.
So she's basically from Tamil Nadu, but she's a Keralite, but born and brought up in Tamil Nadu.
Okay.
So we got married. Then the priorities have changed. The naturally the new groom, they don't want to leave. So somehow it is brainwashed, and I decided not to go to US.
Mhm.
But meanwhile, what happened is I told you I was writing many other exams also. I qualified as a probationary officer in one of the banks, which is known as Lord Krishna Bank.
Okay.
So from after 1 week of my marriage, I resigned my job.
Okay.
So I resigned from railways, then I moved to banking.
Mhm.
So banking is where so many jobs to do and very less time. In between, in railways itself, I volunteered to do an army service. So I was in territorial army.
Wow.
So I volunteered for territorial army. I served in the Indian Army military engineering services in Bangalore for 2 years.
Mhm.
So this is where I learned hardcore job of a soldier. Even though I did not fight or anything, but I was trained in all aspects. And very interestingly, I lost around 15 kilos
Okay.
also. Very tough job. And by the time I came back, one central ministry itself has changed. So I was not knowing that.
Acha. Okay.
So anyway, it's a very interesting job. So where you take care of yourself and you learn the quality of time, value of time.
Mhm.
So and obedience at any cost. So maybe this has also helped me a lot.
Mhm.
So banking, I was posted back to Chennai, and I was an assistant manager in Lord Krishna Bank for 4 years. So parallelly, my wife also started picking up my notebooks wherever I was studying. She also got into banking. So I resigned the Lord Krishna Bank. I joined IndusInd Bank in Kochi itself. So I came back to Kerala. So I was looking after credit and foreign exchange in IndusInd Bank. So almost I think 5.5 years I worked in IndusInd Bank also. Then there was nothing much to learn in banking. So every aspect was covered from operations to credit, foreign exchange, demat, anything. So I
Okay.
worked in all departments and it becomes really boring doing day to day. So this is when, by luck, insurance sector was opened after LIC.
Hmm. Yeah.
So LIC was the only one earlier there. So the government opened up the insurance sector. So MetLife came to India. This is where I joined MetLife as a Kerala head for non-sales operations. So I was handling HR, operations, admin, everything. So we built MetLife from scratch. Now where MetLife is today. So a lot of hard work has been put from our side also.
Mhm.
And I rose the ranks. I became the general manager of MetLife, and I moved to Bangalore also. Then I was handling few departments like risk control and all these departments. So that was a very good experience for me working in a multinational organization for the first time. So a lot of qualities where I could imbibe is from MetLife. So a lot of trainings also I got. I was trained at IIM Calcutta by MetLife. So very good exposure, even though I was not knowing I of insurance. I
Hmm.
was totally nothing knowing about insurance, but I learned whole thing about insurance. Then after I think 5.5 years, normally every 5 years or 4 years I change my job. Then it becomes very routine. So I moved to Bharti AXA in Bangalore itself. So I was heading south
Okay.
for Bharti AXA as a VP, Vice President. And I was handling Kerala, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and Andhra. So I was handling that. So 2 years I worked. Then all of a sudden, out of blue moon, I got a call from Mauritius. So whether you'd be interested to moving abroad, maybe they liked my LinkedIn profile and other things. They reached out to me.
Okay.
I went through the interview and I was selected and I joined Mauritius within 7 days with my entire family. In between, I had two kids. My son and daughter was born. So my wife had to resign the job.
Okay.
So this is where you pay the price for jumping the jobs. So naturally, we all moved to Mauritius, and where I was heading as a CEO of an insurance company there in Mauritius.
Okay.
So actually, it was a loss-making company for 25 years. So I could turn around the company in the first year itself. So after 3 years, we were able to give dividends and everything to the board. Then after 3 years, they've extended my term for another 3 years. I wanted for 6 years, but anyway, it was for 3 years because now the profit is coming. So naturally, nationalization takes precedence.
Yeah.
So this is where one of my travel abroad. So I used to travel a lot at Africa as well as Middle East. So one of the travel, I found a plate, similar plate wherever from agriculture waste.
Okay.
So this was made by a company in Poland, a Polish company. So a lot of agriculture waste is in India also was available. So we were hearing the news from outside BBC saying that India stubble burning is there, lot of pollution in Delhi, all these things was there. So naturally I was concerned. So I thought, why not do this? So I wrote to the Polish company saying that why don't we join together in India, because you can have a lot of agriculture waste is available.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, their priorities were different. They were looking at Europe only.
Mm.
This is where they're fused. Give me the technology and no cooperation.
Okay.
So then I decided, okay, this is my end journey till my death to give back something to the society or something to the nation. So we came back to India, done a lot of research, identified 4 to 5 products or raw materials which you can make the plates. It took me almost 4 years to make one plate. So this is how Thooshan was born. The
Okay.
brand name Thooshan was born.
Okay. So it is safe to say that you donned many different hats, which have actually been an add on to the different life experiences, a lot of learnings, making you more resilient. And eventually, it came to a point where you thought of giving back to the society, and that is where your sustainability journey began. If you could let us know what is your vision with this organization, Thushan, and what was that one um, moment where, like as you said, that it took you 4 years of research to actually come up with the first plate that you have designed for your organization. What was that one triggering point that made you believe that, yeah, like, I really want to do this?
So basically, as you said, because there was no plastic ban or anything at that time.
Yes.
Okay, because I was doing on my own to help.
Yes.
Maybe the plastic ban or the proposal of a ban, which came in early 2018 or 2019, has triggered saying that there is going to be some help which is coming from the government or the authorities concerned across the globe. Our product is not a product only for India, product. So this is where I thought, why don't I do it for the entire globe, not only for India? So every country is taking a pledge or fight against single-use plastic.
Yes.
So this is where I thought I should have a bouquet of products so that people don't move back to single-use plastic.
Okay.
So this thought maybe has triggered me into full time into this. Maybe that may be the trigger.
Okay. Okay. And what is the vision you see, probably in the next 5 years or probably 10 years with the organization?
What I can say right now is I'm taking some small baby steps only.
Okay.
But the big good thing is that many countries have approached me now from even from South America, Chile, Brazil, or from Europe, or from Australia, or US, Canada. Everybody wants to do something, which really is something great. And what I thought was, if we can provide an alternative and affordable thing to the common man, they will not move back to single-use plastic. Not only single-use plastic, anything single-use.
Yeah.
Where if we can give an alternative, naturally people will definitely think on this line, and we can actually save the next generation. So my vision is to create an affordable alternative to any single-use products which is available in the market. So I am working with many other friends also who are in different areas. Wherever the single-use products are there, whether we can find a biodegradable or sustainable alternative. For example, if you take the case of napkins, sanitary napkins, there are so many people are working with biodegradable things right now.
Yes.
So this actually will help a lot. Maybe diapers,
Yes.
is another thing.
Yes.
Yes, people are just throwing out. So a lot of research has been happening. So I got a lot of friends working in this area. So wherever I could help, definitely I would like to see everybody collaborate together to have a sustainable world. This will be my vision for Thooshan. Thooshan specifically, I will be focusing on my area, which is the tableware.
Okay. Okay. If you could let us know what made you think of the name Thooshan for the organization, and a little bit about the products that you currently already have out there in the market.
Okay, everybody asks this question, why, what is not in the name of Thooshan? So I can say why I was very, very clear from the start. The everybody should ask this question, number one.
Okay.
Number two is uh, everybody should remember that this product is from Kerala, number one. Number two is it should have the Indian values associated with this. Number three, it should be a global product as a present from India. So these are the three thought process behind the name. So the brand name Thooshan means in our language, Malayalam, it's known as a banana leaf.
Okay.
Thooshan is known as a banana leaf. Many people are not aware. Banana leaf is the first biodegradable product of the world, more than 10,000 years old.
Yes.
So even today we use it.
Yes.
It is a very sustainable product. So I can say Thooshan, the name is because of that. And that is in Malayalam.
Okay.
And in Hindi, if you say Tu Shan hai. Okay. So,
Okay.
and in Sanskrit, Tu Shaha means brand. And in Arabic, Tushan means God is great. And recently, one Kenyan person asked me, why did you name it Tushan? I thought it is some bad word. I asked him, is there any problem? And he said, no. Tushan in our language means culture. So it has a lot of positive meanings on the name, brand name itself. This is where we thought this is an ideal word of putting Tushan. It's not easy to pronounce or anything, but ultimately I want to know Tushan as a single stop biodegradable product store or something like that. Tushan means it's biodegradable, something like that.
Okay. Okay. And so I feel probably you were only thinking about the banana leaf, but I think there are so many different meanings to the same word. And that is a very beautiful coincidence, maybe. And that also represents the connectivity that exists between different cultures, that the similar term has different meanings, and all the meanings are so beautiful.
That's
If you could let us know some of the products that you already have, that you are already selling in the market, and a bit basic about how you came, what is the purpose of, once the cutlery is used, how can it be processed to be, whether it is biodegradable, or a bit about the products.
okay. We have started making these plates from wheat bran. Basically, the Polish company also did with wheat bran. Then I thought, let us not we do the same thing because somebody has already done it. So I thought it will be very easy to make one plate. When I plunged into it and I realized that this Polish people took 17 years to make one plate.
Okay.
Then one day I realized that if I make a plate, nobody is going to buy it. So I want it to be associated with something great. That's where I be associated with CSIR, Government of India Premier Research Lab. They took around 1.5 years after my funding to develop a product, which is a plate. Okay. And we are making currently, our plant is a fully automatic robotic plant. and we have only 2 employees right now. And we produce around 1,000 large plates and 3,000 small plates every day.
Okay.
And I'll just show you the plates. This is a small plate, it's a snack plate.
Okay.
We have a large plate, which is a dinner plate, like normal dinner plates. Then we have a Gujarati thali meal plate, which is larger than this.
Okay.
So 6-inch, 10-inch, and 12-inch plates currently available in the market.
Okay.
And this is available online at Amazon,
Okay.
as well as on our website, thooshan.com. And we actually distribute it across India, including Kashmir. We are supplying. And the biggest advantage of this plate is, as I said, it's only single use. After single use, if you want, you can eat it if you want, because it's made from edible wheat bran.
Okay.
Otherwise, you can use it as a cattle feed, poultry feed, fish feed, or as organic manure. It's a very good manure. In 30 days, it comes to the earth. And it's one of the best manure I have ever seen in my life, because I have got only 2 coconut trees in my house. Each tree bears around 100 coconuts. So it's a very good manure for any type of plant. Otherwise, you can use it as a fuel wood also, firewood. So this product has multiple usages, but only thing is it is only single use. And many people ask me the questions on whether it will hold liquid items or not. So this can hold up to 1.5 hours, any curry or hot or cold, up to 1.5 hours. And it can withstand temperature from -10 to 140 degrees temperature.
Okay.
This can be microwaved to make cakes or anything. It can be safely microwaved, but only single use, we say. And because it is made from wheat bran, it is just like a biscuit or a bread. Okay.
Yeah.
So the only thing is that if it becomes moist or humid, naturally it will get into fungus. That problem is there. So we are going to address that in a different, because if it is packaged in plastic, then it will withstand for 6 months. But currently we use only paper. So we give people for immediate use only. Currently what we are doing now. So these are and we also make cake bases. So cake base is another thing where people actually don't know or not aware. Whatever cake bases you get right now is made from MDF wood, or I can say cardboard.
Yes.
After eating the cake, nobody thinks about the base. So base is thrown out. And it will take years and years. So then I thought, why don't we make a base also? So the base is also made from this material only. So right now the product is tested and okay, but we are yet to launch commercially. So once this is out, I think it's very, very safe. So you can eat the cake as well as the base.
Okay. Okay, that will be like a double treat.
Yeah.
You did mention that, like, the plate is single use, but I don't think so. It is single use. Probably single use for just eating. But I think, as you said, that it can be converted into organic manure or cattle feed or fish feed. I think that is the multiple use that it is already giving back to the environment in more than one positive way. Number one, not polluting the environment because the plastic element is out. Secondly, we are giving organic manure back, so that is an add-on to the soil quality. So I guess it is more than single use per se. And I think the last time we had spoken, you had also mentioned that you used very minimal water also to produce the plate, which is again a very sustainable thing, because a lot of our production, different kind of production, consumes a lot of water, putting a lot of pressure on our natural water bodies. So if you could talk a bit about that, like, how you've been able to reduce the water usage.
Okay. See, just one more information I'll share is regarding the availability of the wheat bran. This is where most of the questions comes from. In Kerala, you don't produce any wheat. So how are you getting your wheat bran? So very surprisingly, Kerala produces 7,000 tons of wheat bran every year. 7,000 tons.
Okay.
And I am in wherever my plant is there, approximately 2 plants are producing around 2,000 tons a year. Sorry, 7,000 tons a month.
Okay.
not a year, it's a month.
Okay.
So it's huge,
Yes.
which means majority is going as cattle feed, but actually it is overproduction. So Kerala people have changed from a rice eating population to a wheat eating population now. So 55% of the people are wheat eating now. The wheat is coming from outside, Punjab, Gujarat, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, UP. So, and the wheat is brought here by train, then it is converted to atta here, and the bran is removed when atta is made. Actually, the good thing is the bran. People don't eat bran.
Yeah.
Actually, the bran is the one which people should eat because it contains protein, it contains fiber.
Yes.
But unfortunately, due to various reasons, we don't eat bran. So this is where the availability was an interesting thing. I never thought it will be available in plenty, but fortunately, it is too much availability. Second thing is regarding the question of usage of water. We use a dry process technology where the bran is pressed as it is.
Okay.
So, which is why it is difficult. Currently, I think we are the only one in India using this technology. It's a dry process technology where we don't use water at all. So what we do is, so bran has a particular, I can say, peculiarity saying that it can absorb moisture. So once a bran is made, naturally it absorbs the moisture. So when a bran is brought to our factory, we check the moisture content.
Okay.
Then our machine is calibrated according to the moisture content of the bran. That is why we use a fully automated plant.
Okay.
Then it is pressed with the heat, and heat is actually different for different bran. Different pressures are applied, different temperatures are applied, and the bran from I can say Gujarat is different, Punjab is different. So each state bran is different.
Achha.
So when you get it, you won't know which we are getting. So by checking the moisture, then the bran size, it varies from each state. So the best quality bran which we get it from Punjab. Punjab is the best, and followed by Madhya Pradesh. So these two bran we get a very good quality because it varies on the variety of the seeds which they have. So it is pressed without any water or anything. It's a dry process technology, and we use high temperature and high pressure for making it. And you need a very micro, I can say, measurement. If it's a 7 grams, means if you put 8 grams, plate will not come. Or if you say 5 grams, plate will not come. You need exact grams and exact measurement to make one plate. Okay. This is why it is very difficult. So we have got another product also, I forgot to tell you.
Yeah.
This is actually our straws. Okay. Made from rice powder actually. Okay. So what happens in paddy milling process when paddy is converted to rice? During the process, lot of paddy gets broken, or the broken rice will be formed, or something gets powdered. Okay. So this waste normally goes to making beer or liquor. Achha. So this is purchased by these companies. So we've requested the mills to give us that waste, and why don't we try and make something good use rather than making liquor? So this is where they oblige, and we have a plant in Andhra where the maximum rice is produced. So this is where we converted the wasted rice powder to straws. These are edible straws. If you want, actually, you can eat it. It's very strong, and it can withstand normal and cold liquids up to 8 hours, 6 to 8 hours. Okay. It can withstand. And after finishing your drinks, if you want, you can eat it. Otherwise, you can just fry it. It's just like papad. Okay. So like fryams or anything, it boils up in oil. Otherwise, you can use it as a cattle feed, poultry feed, fish feed, same as plates. Same as the plate. Okay. The only thing is it cannot hold hot. Okay. Because nobody drinks hot with a straw. Yeah. So these two products are in straws. Actually, we have three variants. In plates, I've told you we have three type of plates plus cake base. Here we have three type of straws. Okay. And we have also coming out with a new product, which is our cutlery range. which is made from rice bran
Okay.
mixed with because it's not edible. Because for strength we are adding bioplastic, and we have got a certification saying that it is to be biodegradable in 6 months.
Okay.
So fork, knife, spoon, takeaway containers for the hotel industry.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is coming out hopefully by September. I think we will be able to launch it. And this also in the brand name of Thooshan only.
Okay.
So this is a different technology altogether.
Okay.
So all certifications we have already received.
Okay.
Now only thing is that now we need to get it out in the market.
Okay. It's wonderful to know that you've actually set up a circular economy, as we say it, like, not letting anything go to waste. And whatever products that are being produced are also usable in some way or the other, probably in the form of consumption or probably in the form of manure and giving it back to the environment, actually finishing the whole circle. And I guess your biggest challenge in this space would have been like doing the research and coming up with, like, the right kind of products. Is there any other challenge that you faced during this journey of, like, right from research to coming out with the products? And if you could let us know, how did you overcome
Uh, the first big challenge was the research part. Second is getting a product in the lab is very easy, I can say. So once you go for commercialization, in lab you can make one plate in one day because that is very easy. But in a commercial process, it's not easy. So the biggest challenge for me was getting the machinery for this,
it?
because there is only one company in the world and they are not ready to give the technology. So what we did was we made the machinery ourselves. Okay, it is from a I can say full food grade steel. We have made from 8 different factories, integrated it, brought to India, brought to Kerala. It's from all India only, Indian made only. Not even one screw is from outside India, 100% Indian. And we brought to our place, and we thought it will be so easy. The process is very thin. When you put it, the automatically, I can say, plate. And unfortunately, even after 10 days of trial, we couldn't make even one plate. Everything was perfect, but plate was not coming. And it is a fully automatic factory. So I thought all my savings and effort was gone. So then me and my wife took almost a year, 1 year it took us to find out the exact pressure temperature conditions for a commercial production. Almost a year we struggled every day going to the factory, doing permutation combinations. Sometimes the temperature should be up, temperature should be down, moisture should be up. We don't know, no.
Yeah.
So it's very easy to people to say that it's only a plate.
Yeah.
But I will challenge anybody to make this plate without any water or anything, because it's not easy.
Yes.
So it took around 7 parameters to be correct to make one plate.
Okay.
The die temperature, I just for an example, I will say the bottom temperature of different, top temperature is different of the die.
Okay.
The pressure tonnage used for different, I can say Gujarat pressure is different, Rajasthan pressure is different. So that is another difference.
Yeah.
Then the bran size, Punjab size is different, Gujarat size is different. So that is another challenge. Then the moisture content, that is another challenge. Then getting the gram exact weight, because each state bran is different, weight is different. So if you say 7 grams, sometimes the quantity will be large, sometimes quantity will be small. You understand?
Yes.
It's a volume wise, it is different.
Yes.
The weight may be same, but you get too much of thing in the, say 10 gram means you can see a lot of bran. Sometimes you will see only less bran. So we were not aware of all these things when we started. So this was one of the biggest challenge to make a plate. And fortunately, I think we are able to make the plate successfully now. And it's a fully automated plant without any touching we are doing. And the second challenge we faced, basically this idea. Nobody was willing to buy the idea. So people think it is very easy. When I presented the idea, everybody liked the idea, but the funding was a challenge. All the banks refused.
Yeah.
So finally, I took my entire house, planned everything on pledge to get the funding for the bank loan.
Okay.
Yeah. So this was not easy because the machinery cost me around 1.5 crores. It is food grade steel. It's not a normal steel.
Yes.
Very expensive steel.
Mm.
So I insisted that wherever food is touching, it has to have high quality, highest quality steel. So this is where the lot of money was spent. So finally, when all things comes together, people say it will be expensive compared to currently available paper plate or any other plate you see. That was the next challenge. Now, fortunately, we got the G20, last G20, which was conducted in Kerala. The entire plates and our straws were used in the G20. So this actually gave the public a confidence saying that, okay, these guys are real. So slowly, now we are getting the orders and people are appreciating and understanding the product right now. So this was one of the major challenge, and definitely now we need to scale up because we are unable to handle the volumes now. Orders are more. So slowly, people are understanding the product and coming out the orders. Now I need to scale up. This is my biggest challenge right now.
Okay. Okay. As you mentioned, and I think that is a challenge currently that a lot of startups or probably any organization is also facing when they are looking to become more sustainable and circular is the financing aspect. Unfortunately, our current economic system and our banking systems do not really understand what kind of investments are required in this space, and they are becoming a big challenge for organizations to create the right kind of impact. If you could let us know what different kinds of partnerships and collaborations would be beneficial to you as an organization, and if there, as you mentioned, that for scaling up, you would require support for that. Is there any certain kind of partnerships and collaborations? And if there is an individual or probably an organization looking to support you in any way, if you could let us.
Basically, what we are trying now is, as I said, we are going to scale up because once we scale up, naturally, we can actually reduce the pricing also a bit because once the volume builds up, the pricing can be reduced. And we are also found out a cheaper method of producing plates using paddy husk now. So instead of wheat bran, we can use the paddy husk. So it cannot be used as a cattle feed or poultry feed or anything, but naturally it's a biodegradable product and you can use it as a manure or something. That's fine. The costing will be very cheap. So this is where I am looking at another plant right immediately for putting up that. But that entire technology is totally different. So we have developed that and it has come out really well, the prototypes. So, and now I think hopefully before December, by end of the year, we should be having that product also.
Okay.
On the scalability factor, on the funding factor, definitely we would like to associate with the organizations who are supporting the sustainable costs, like some CSR funding if it is available. Definitely, I think we should be considered for that because we are making a difference to the single-use plastic problem. And secondly, regarding the investment and other things, right now we will be going for a funding option very shortly. Our valuation is happening. So once that happens, and definitely there is a scope for much more production.
Okay. Okay. If I may ask you, yeah, are you looking of with um, with time, as you scale up, as you expand your reach, probably not just in India, but going beyond the borders of India, do you look at it as also where giving out your technology in a franchisee model, where your involvement be obviously you've patented it for on your name, you might get some amount of royalty. Is that something that you have in mind from the global perspective?
Definitely, this is a global product, as I said earlier. we are in discussion with the Russian guys,
Okay.
as well as UK guys, and Nigeria has come forward.
Okay.
And we also have a request from Germany
Okay.
to have a plant. So we are open to that. We are ready to give the technology, machinery, everything. Because I don't want to confine to my own this thing or my own country. Because it's a global problem and requires a global product. So what we have told them is, even if you don't have a wheat or a rice or something, whatever is available as your waste, we can do work on that, and we can create useful products rather than burning or throwing it off. Like for example, Chile, I think Chile, they have come out, they have a problem in, I think some agriculture waste they have. So right now they are burning.
Okay.
So we told them that we can customize our machinery according to whatever is requirement, and we can give the technology. The only thing is that we need to identify what is the kind of technology required for that. But we can give always, no issues. And I don't insist on Thooshan name to be there. You can put it in their names, no issues.
Okay. Um, uh, if I could ask you, last year the single-use plastic ban came into force in India from July onwards. Uh, is there any way that has been beneficial to the work that you are doing? And if there is any other kind of policies that you expect or think that the government or the policymakers can support you uh, to make your work a bit easier, to make your outreach more easier, if there is anything?
But definitely, the single-use plastic ban was actually a starting point of the journey. But the implementation at the ground level is not good. Even today, you can find plastic cups or plates or whatever you want. It's available in plenty, including carry bags. So government is doing all out efforts, but I don't think it is enough. And the COP28 is happening again in, I think, December in Dubai, where every country has to sign saying that we have done it. So I think we are going to have so much of questions being will be asked what we have done. So I can say giving ideas or giving laws or anything is easy, but finding something on the ground level or acting on the ground level requires a lot of political will, as well as so many other consideration, because we are used to so many things for the last 75 years. Any change is not easy. So I've gone to the Indian Railways, I met the railway board people, they're all okay. But the first thing is, who will do it first? So this is where somebody needs to show the way that we have done it. So I would urge all the corporates, the bigger corporates here, show the way, show to the people saying that we can do it. At least start from your own. Like Mahatma Gandhi said, be the change. First, you do it first. Then ask the government to do it or request for the space. So naturally, see, everybody is for that in the mind. At least I can say that right now because everybody is for it. Whoever I asked, everybody wants it. But unfortunately, how, why, where, all these questions are there. So first is you need to stop production of single-use plastic wherever it is. So find alternate employment to those people who are making this. Then only it will happen. You cannot ask them to shut down the shop immediately. Then from tomorrow, where will they earn? So these are some of the things which need to be thought. So banning is something very good, but you need to have a backup plan on what they will do. So all these things needs to be taken care. We can only show the alternatives. But if the other products are available in the market, who will go for a better product? Nobody.
Nobody. Yeah. And a lot of times, of course, the challenge of where do we give them an alternate source of income to people already working in the single use plastic space. And again, another challenge is the price point. Often, when it comes to bulk buying, since India is a cost sensitive market, the inclination is always towards where they can, like, get something at a much cheaper rate, at a very market sensitive rate, and trying to match that cost price is again something that needs to be taken into consideration, where I think a lot of support is required for organizations like yourself to be able to match that cost points, so that, like, okay, there are people who are willing to do it and will start looking towards taking up the sustainable alternatives, whether it is for their own corporate events, or for that matter, even the hospitality industry could also look towards making that change and um, going towards sustainability. We are almost towards the ending of our conversation today. What would be your advice to any entrepreneur, no matter the age? Like, you yourself are an example that age does not matter for starting something new. But what would be a few pieces of advice that you would like to give to someone who's wanting to start off as an entrepreneur in the sustainability space?
I will summarize not only in sustainability, but I will summarize in any field.
Sure, sure.
Okay. Basically, you may be identifying a problem. For that, you will be trying to find a solution. But whether that problem and solution is actually giving any benefit to the public or the common man, first is that process. So your problem may not be my problem. Okay. So first of all, you need to identify the larger problem if you can do it. Otherwise, you confine to a small segment of people to solve your problem. Once you identify the problem, or once you identify the solution, what you think is the best solution, you discuss among your friends or your co-workers or whatever it is to check whether this is feasible. Ask for a fresh, candid opinion. And once majority says, okay, it's a good solution. Next thing is go back to the drawback, try to get a minimum viable product or MVP. You can say you make a test, or I can say test product. So this is what I am planning to do. This is the test market. Then you widen your area of scope and ask other people also, what do you think of this product? Whether it is good for you. But don't ask only people whom you know. Ask people whom you don't know also, just for a research purpose. So when majority of the people says, yes, I think you need to fine tune a little bit, whatever it is, you feel that this product is good or okay, then you go for a test marketing the product in a very low level, saying that how is the response. So the product needs to find a solution to the problem. If the problem still exists after your product, then the product will not survive. Second is the pricing, as you rightly said, whether the common man will buy it or not. So that is the biggest challenge any innovator face right now. So the price sensitive market like India, you need to have a very economical product to the common man. So whether your product can be scalable to make it price sensitive, you need to think on those lines also. So as an entrepreneur, dreaming is good, definitely, but doing is something else, and doing smarter is much better. So I can say that take the help of so many, I can say, innovation help desks are available. Like we are incubated at IIT Kanpur, Kerala Agriculture University, as Indigram Dabs Delhi. These people are giving lectures, classes, and everything, and to give ideas and support. Use those facilities, test your ideas, and get it validated from the experts before going for a commercial launch. So I can say that once you move from MVP to the other level, take the help of these incubation hubs so that it can be validated by experts also. So these people will definitely help you a lot. So we are incubated 3 places, and we got a lot of help from these people. So this is what I can say, my message. Act smart, think, dream.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Because currently, there is, with the Startup India initiative and the Make in India initiative, we see a lot of entrepreneurs wanting to start something of their own. Not always they are able to be successful. That leads to a lot of um, ill feeling, a lot of mental health issues as well in individuals, which is not helping the society at large in any way. And I guess the advice that you gave is, I think, it should be implemented by everyone and is going to be useful to all of us. If there is any last take back message that you would like to give to our viewers.
Although our journey has been tough, definitely there are some, I can say, pat in the back also received for us. So I would like to highlight that also. This is a tough journey for us, but we were awarded the UNDP award of the best agriculture startup in India.
Okay.
And we also got the Kerala Startup Mission 2 awards. And we got the National Award in Agri Innovation from Government of India. And I was invited by the Prime Minister to meet at the PM Kisan Sammelan.
Okay.
And very recently, we got the Ernst and Young Award for the Agri Innovation or for the fork, knife, and spoon. So what I can say to the crowd or whoever is hearing me is there are a lot of opportunities waiting to showcase your products. Just don't show it to just your own people, but try these opportunities. There are a lot of options like this available in the market, but you need to fight it out to get in. For example, I'll tell you my Kerala Agriculture National Award. I think some around 1,800 people applied. Finally, only 8 people got it.
Okay.
So this was like that. The competition will be tough. So you need to be very, very honest on your product. You need to believe on your product like your own child. So your conviction may not be the conviction for others, but make it a point that whatever you talk, think, or anything will be on your product. So you show that, then automatically somebody is going to listen to you.
Okay. Thank you once again, Vinay, for sharing your expertise and passion with us. Your dedication and courage of trying to bring this change in an industry which is challenging, involves a lot of ups and downs, is very inspiring for us personally, and I'm sure it is going to be inspiring for our viewers as well. We are very grateful to you for contributing towards a more sustainable world. And for our wonderful viewers, remember the next time you come across single use plastic being used, or if you feel like using single use plastic, think about all of those wonderful people who are trying to bring this change. Think of how it is damaging our environment, our society, and eventually is going to impact our health in a negative way. And look for sustainable alternatives wherever possible in whatever products or articles that you are using. See you all in our next episode. And for more details, keep following us on our social media channels.